Topic 1. NextEra agreed to buy Dominion for $66.8 billion. NextEra Energy will acquire Dominion Energy in an all-stock deal valued at about $66.8 billion, with Dominion shareholders receiving 0.8138 NextEra shares per Dominion share. After closing, NextEra shareholders would own roughly 74.5% of the combined company, and Dominion shareholders about 25.5%. With John Ketchum remaining CEO and chair and Dominion CEO Robert Blue leading the regulated utility business and serving on the board. The merged firm would be the world's largest regulated power company by market cap, about $249 billion market value and roughly $420 billion enterprise value, operating 110 gigawatts of capacity and serving about 10 million customer accounts. NextEra says it will be a global leader in renewables and storage, number 1 in U.S. gas generation and number 2 in U.S. nuclear. The deal is driven in part by surging AI data center demand. Dominion reports 51 gigawatts of contracted data center capacity and more than 130 gigawatts of large load opportunities. While Dominion shareholders will continue to receive quarterly dividends until closing, get a one-time cash payment of $360 million at closing, and the company carries about $44.11 billion of long-term debt, markets reacted with Dominion stock spiking and NextEra shares falling. The transaction faces antitrust and regulatory review from FERC, NRC, and state regulators in Virginia, North Carolina, and South Carolina, with an expected 12 to 18-month close and intense scrutiny over market concentration, rates, and grid reliability. NextEra has pledged $2.25 billion in customer credits for the 3 states as a consumer protection measure. Overall, the deal is a major industry consolidation to capture AI-driven power demand while raising regulatory and ratepayer questions. Topic 2. Rising power demand from the AI boom, surging electricity demand from data centers. The AI boom is driving a sustained, multi-decade-like increase in electricity demand as hyperscale data centers proliferate, prompting utilities and investors to secure generation and grid access through mergers and deals such as NextEra's planned Dominion acquisition. Dominion's roughly 51 gigawatts of contracted data center demand and an additional 130 gigawatts of potential large loads underscore the scale of opportunity, and the combined company would operate about 110 gigawatts of capacity to serve those needs. Power prices in data center hubs and nationwide have climbed sharply, around 40% over 5 years in many areas, with double-digit annual rises in AI centers, while regulators worry about market concentration, rates, and grid stability. NextEra has proposed $2.25 billion in customer credits as part of the transaction response. Topic 3. Trump's blunt warnings to Iran, oil prices jumping on Iran fears, oil jumps after a drone attack on a UAE nuclear plant. Former President Trump issued a stark warning on social media. For Iran, the clock is ticking. Move fast or they will have nothing left, without specifying concrete demands, heightening tensions, and the prospect of military options given prior threats to civilian infrastructure. Diplomatic talks remain deadlocked while the U.S. has effectively blockaded Iranian ports and Iran has constrained traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. Both sides' demands remain far apart. Markets reacted with immediate oil spikes, Brent around $110 to $112 per barrel and WTI around $106 to $108. Amid warnings from IEA and banks about rapidly depleting inventories, some analysts warn Europe could face physical shortages by month-end and that restoration of supply logistics could take many weeks. SocGen cited at least 52 days, with scenarios of prices climbing toward $150 per barrel if disruptions persist. Recent drone attacks on the UAE's Baraka nuclear plant and other regional strikes have intensified fears about energy infrastructure targeting, while U.S. policy moves and ending of certain waivers have added further upward pressure on fuel costs and retail gasoline prices. Topic 4. Financial markets signaled rising interest rate stress. Ominous bond trades? Call?